There's a lot baked into your belief systems. They've accumulated over time. So much of what you and I believe may not have even been our choice in the first place. How does this translate to the topic of abundance? I believe it's a central piece, one that impacts how you're living your life. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, mom, self-care strategist, and creator of the Seasons self-care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. I want to start this chat off with some self-awareness and stillness. So if it's safe for you to do so, not if you're driving, close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath with me. In through your nose and out. One more time, deep into your torso. Breathe it in and slowly release. And the last time, savor the inhale and slowly exhale. Now that you're present in your body, I want you to feel into this question. What is your first thought when it comes to abundance? Is it that there's a limitless, eternal, overflowing abundance all around you? Is it that there's an abundance of challenges? Is it that you think of limits instead of abundance? Like you can't open up to the thought that abundance is only a positive thing. And maybe it's just a positive thing for others who are maybe further ahead of you in life. What comes up in your body when you consider these thoughts or others that surface for you? That word abundance. There's a lot baked into your belief systems. They've truly accumulated over time. And, so much of what you and I believe may not even have been our choice in the first place, but it's really been absorbed over time. And so I believe that when we bring that thought into the topic of abundance, abundance is truly central to a lot of what the way we live, the way we look at the world, abundance versus scarcity, right? There's not always that in between. It's usually a wide spectrum between the two. And this central piece of our belief systems from a young age, so much of our life and how we live it is based upon these belief systems that have been built into us over time. And developing a deeper sense of awareness about your belief systems is truly very valuable. It makes you present with what is, allowing you to question it, to acknowledge what's working, and what, if anything, you'd like to change. Our brain is so busy keeping us safe. I love to call my amygdala Gilda. It makes me laugh because I know that when she's stopping me, she's just trying to keep me safe, right? Stay to the stuff you know. Don't venture outside of the lines. It's just easier, right? So most of the day, your thoughts, my thoughts, they're on autopilot. We have a highly developed sense of prejudgments at the ready to make a decision much more easily and in a very time-efficient fashion so our bodies can stay safe and productive. I mean, honestly, a lot of us would love to say, no, I'm the least judgmental person you could ever meet. And, truly, I think all of us are very judgmental because we're judging all the time based on our past experience, whether or not to do things. Obviously, we want to think of ourselves as non-judgmental in terms of being open to the people around us and to diversity and all of that. Very, very true. But I think truly our brain is wired for judgment. And so the challenge with this is when we stop questioning why things are the way they are. Our brains love to be right. We unconsciously choose thoughts to confirm our biases, not to deny them. And this can keep us stuck. And also, as you may have seen over the last few years, it can be dangerous for others. I really believe it's important to practice regular times where you question why you believe what you believe. You're forever growing and changing, as is the environment around you. Your predominant desire to be a person of good-hearted, purposeful, kind intentions is deeply rooted, so your moral compass is there to guide you. And yet daily time in quiet with your thoughts and with spirit, that will also keep you on an intentional path. And it really helps you live and act out of a pure heart. So when you question some of your beliefs, though, you may find yourself making different, more empowering decisions instead of just accepting everything is how it is. It's just the way it's always been. So let's take the topic of abundance for today. Abundance is the most natural thing. When you look around the world that you live in, nature keeps growing, planting new seeds, replicating, withering, composting back into the earth, only to rise again stronger, bigger, flourishing, with more life having grown from it. I'm continually reminded of the abundance in creation when I'm standing under my oak tree in the summer or looking out at it in the wintertime when it's barren of leaves, knowing that the roots are strengthening during the season of rest that winter is. When spring comes, it's the last tree to have its leaves come in, but it's taller and the leaves are more glorious and full than the season before. Its leaves will fall later as well, as if to say, look, I've got you. You can rest a little longer in my shade as the weather turns, which I love. But you'll have to wait for me in the spring because I'm building up my reserves for the coming season of sun. I personally have had so many blocks over the years when it comes to financial abundance. I know now that it was learned from my elders who lived through the war years, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, in spite of always having our needs cared for. Financial abundance is really a tricky one because there's a huge displacement of wealth amongst socioeconomic and cultural segments in our society. And I really believe a lot of that comes from controlling the narrative to fuel greed. It's tragic. It really, really is, because so many have and continue to suffer when there's more than enough of everything in our world for everyone, tangibly and intangibly. And it's like we live in a renewable world, right? The world we live in now, with all the advancements, show countless people creating something and offering it online, for instance, to many, creating new genres, markets, opportunities. And the biggest part of growth for us is to let go of old stories about what's possible. And to be able to, in doing so, create abundance for others who maybe are not capable of doing it for themselves for whatever reason. They may be incapacitated for some reason or whatever the case. Expanding your life in all areas, I really believe, is a spiritual act because you're tapping into the spirit that created you and all that is around you. So we do need to let go of any shame from wanting more that may exist, because that's also part of the control that wants to keep you small. You can instead tap into the stream of abundance that exists around you and, more importantly, inside of you. And you can live the life you were meant to. Someone like you wants to spread goodness to the world and has an impact to make. And as always, money in the hands of people who care is a win for everybody. So this week, remember that abundance is your design, and let that thought fuel all you do. This is just one of the topics that we're going to be focusing on in the Seasons Collective. I've been talking about this beautiful place designed to help you step into the next phase of your life or business evolution in a community that places a high value on personal growth, connection, and making a positive impact in the world without burning out. It is for the woman who owns her worth, who wants to serve from a place of overflowing energy and well-being, and her impact is amplified by the way she nourishes herself, body, mind, and soul. To learn about how you can be part of this community, go to the link in the show notes for the details. I would love to see you inside. Thank you so much for listening. If you got something valuable from this episode, please tag me on social media because I love to shout out the messages you tag me in. It means the world to me that you listen to these episodes. And when you rate, review, or share, it helps spread the message to a wider audience. And the message really is of, hey, let's go for more in our life. Let's be grateful for what we have and more, please. Because again, the more abundance in your hands, the better for everyone around you. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.